When you quit or take a break from gaming, it's common to experience different withdrawal symptoms. These can be things like cravings and urges to play, headaches, mood swings, and it can feel very intense and overwhelming. So today I want to talk about the different types of withdrawal symptoms that you might experience after you take a break from gaming and some strategies you can implement to be able to deal with them. What's up everyone, my name is Cam, and in this video we're going to talk about the different withdrawal symptoms you might experience if you are not playing video games. Now if you're not familiar with my story, I was addicted to playing video games for a long time, gaming up to 16 hours a day, and eventually when I decided to stop and turn my life around, I decided to start sharing my experiences, and that turned into GameQuitters.com, which is a support community for people who struggle with this issue as well. When it comes to addiction, withdrawal symptoms are a very common experience. Whether you stop drinking, you stop drug abuse, or even if you quit porn, it's also common to experience different withdrawal symptoms. And withdrawal symptoms are actually a core criteria of what separates something from just being maybe a problem to being more of an addiction. When it comes to gaming, there are 8 different types of withdrawal symptoms that tend to be the most common. The first type is cravings and urges, or even compulsions to play games. You can find yourself just constantly wanting to play more and more and more, and if you're not playing at all, constantly feeling like you want to. Next, you could experience irritability, mood swings, anger, or even frustration. One minute you're feeling good about not gaming, and the next minute you're really angry about it. You find yourself just more irritable around friends or family or with your partner. You can even experience sadness or depression or even anxiety. Especially if you're moving on from gaming for good, it's very common that you'll experience a sort of grieving process. This sadness can come from the place of realizing that, maybe you are only quitting now and you should have quit earlier, or even really grieving the fact that you're moving on from an activity that has been very meaningful to you. It's also common to experience lethargy or feeling like you need to sleep a lot. Sometimes this could be happening because you haven't been sleeping a lot, you've been staying up all night playing video games, or you just haven't really been moving around very much because gaming is very sedentary. So it's common that you might experience lethargy or just a lack of energy, but just remember, this will pass over time. Now, if you're taking a break from gaming, one of the most common withdrawal symptoms that you will experience is boredom. Boredom can come from the fact that gaming was taking up all of your time, and so now you don't really have other things to do, or it can even come from just a lack of mental stimulation. Gaming is very stimulating, it's a challenge, you have a lot of different things going on in the game. And so if you're not playing games, well, real life can feel like it doesn't have that same level of stimulation. This can also mean that you feel a lack of purpose. You don't really know what you need to do next in life, whereas in a video game, it constantly guides you along the journey. You can also feel FOMO, a fear of missing out. You see your friends continuing to progress in the game. You feel like other people are getting further ahead and you're missing out on all of these experiences. This is exacerbated even more in games like, say, Fortnite, where there's things like the Travis Scott concert or the Party Royale mode, where you might actually be missing out on certain events that can only take place in the game. Now, although this is a true experience and a lot of people might be experiencing this, just remember that while gaming, you are also missing out on a lot of different other experiences that you can only get by not gaming. And so it does work both ways, and this is really important to just have a good mindset and good perspective about it. It's also common to experience preoccupation, or kind of constantly thinking about games or when maybe you get to play next. There are certain beliefs and rationalizations that you might have about gaming that could come from the financial investment you've made, the sunk cost fallacy, the loss aversion, where you want to continue to play to feel like you're getting more and more value out of the money that you've spent, or say you've bought a lot of skins or you have other items that you've really invested a lot of money or time into achieving, then you will feel like it was all for nothing. There's a big process that you're going to go through, which is just coming out of the sort of gaming specific beliefs that you have and the rationalizations and really having to work through them. And this isn't just exclusive to gaming, this kind of happens anytime we're making a big change. And finally, the last type of withdrawal symptom that you might experience are nightmares or even headaches. I know when I quit gaming, I had a bunch of nightmares about me playing, and it's kind of a bit of a weird experience. I have a video specifically on nightmares and dreams about gaming, and so you can check that in the description below. But I've also had a number of reports from people sharing that they've had really intense headaches. Now, headaches are a bit of a phenomenon when it comes to not gaming, but I've had enough emails about it that I feel like it's worth sharing here for you. So you might be asking, how long do withdrawal symptoms last? Everyone's a bit different, and the types of withdrawal symptoms and why they're happening will be unique for you, but there's a few things I can share about this. The first is that withdrawal symptoms tend to spike initially after you stop for the first 84 hours or so, and then they begin to dissipate over time. Now, how long this will take is hard to say, but generally boredom, for instance, usually takes about 3 weeks before you start to experience other activities as being engaging and fulfilling in the same way. Overall, the biggest gains and benefits people tend to have are in the first 30 days of not gaming, and then things become just more normalized in your life. Regardless of how long withdrawal symptoms last, the biggest mindset shift is just focusing on embracing them for what they are, their experiences that you're having, and learning how to navigate them. Even many years after I stopped, I still had cravings to play. I still had urges and desires, and I would be triggered at different points. And so it's just about learning how to navigate them instead of focusing on when they will stop or not. All right, so you're experiencing withdrawal symptoms. How do you overcome them? How do you navigate them? Step one is to make sure that you give yourself space from gaming. That might mean that you need to uninstall your games, delete them from your smartphone, delete them from your computer. You might need to unsubscribe from newsletters and subreddits, and really just create blockers around you about gaming. This might even mean that you need to find some space from your gamer friends or ask them not to invite you to play. Step two is to make sure that you improve your coping strategies. You need to create new default ways that you respond to the different cravings or withdrawal symptoms that you're experiencing. So how can you relax and de-stress? You could do yoga, you could stretch, you could go for a walk, you could exercise, you could call a friend, you could listen to podcasts. What about loneliness and your friends? This is a good time to lean on maybe family or friends who aren't gamers, and finding the gamer friends who you do have who are supportive of your experience, and just finding new ways to interact with them. This could also mean joining a new club or group activity where you can make new friends as well. Now, what about mental stimulation? Take up a new project, start a new skill, and make sure that you exercise, especially more cardio-based exercise will really help a lot during this time. And for rationalizations and justifications, journaling is one of the best things that you can do. Write out what's happening, write out what's going on, and that will really help you think through whether or not you should actually give in to that, or if it's just, some sort of thing that's coming up for you that you need to work through. If writing it out isn't working, maybe have a trusted friend or relative who you can talk to, and especially if you just need to vent. And step three, this too shall pass. Withdrawal symptoms are just experiences that you're having. They come and go like the waves of the ocean. Just remember, no matter how intense they feel in the moment, they will pass. You will get through it. There's nothing you necessarily need to do. You just need to hang in there and trust that you will get through this. If you need more tips and strategies to be able to move on from gaming, then I do have a guide called Respawn that can help you a lot, be able to go through step by step exactly what you need to do to stop gaming. But if you follow this video and you follow the strategies in it, then you'll be so much further along your journey as well. So definitely come back to this video as you need to, and let me know in the comments below, what withdrawal symptoms have you experienced? What strategies have you implemented to cope with them? And are you still experiencing withdrawal symptoms today? As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you for being here. Give us a thumbs up or a like, hit subscribe if you're new here, and I'll have another video here coming soon. So I hope you're having a great day, and until then, peace.